HooHooHooRobin.
I guess we'll start with Bob Kelly then. Robert?
Yo.
How's the knee, first of all?
It's still fucked up, but I can walk around now.
But I was talking to Jimmy this weekend. You're back on stage and doing your thing, but you still haven't fixed it.
Nah, I can't fix it yet because my whole knee... Hang on. Okay, go ahead.
Sounds like you might have a problem there. Came out like a big clump.
It's in my cock hole. Yeah, man, it's better now. I had my leg, all my muscle in my quadricep was
Bob,
gone.
can I interrupt you?
Yes, sir.
You sat around all morning thinking this would be really clever if I just took a leak live on the air, didn't you?
Radio.
No, you had me on hold. I didn't know when you were coming back, and I have to piss and shit at the same time every morning.
Are you what? You're sitting down?
As soon as I have a cigarette, as soon as I take a first sip of coffee, I either have to piss or shit. Every single morning, like clockwork. My fucking bowels and my pee hole, my urinary tract work.
Are you taking a dump right now?
No, I don't have to take a dump yet, but I've been on the South Beach diet, so that might not happen.
The South Beach diet?
What is the South Beach diet?
Which one is that?
I always see that book in the bookstore.
It's all that no carb shit. I haven't had a carb in like 2 weeks, and I want to stab somebody's eye out with a fucking potato.
Is it working for you?
Well, I don't feel as bloated.
Well, see, the problem with all these diets, I mean, as soon as you lose the weight, you just go back to eating like a slob.
Yeah.
Well,
you got to change your lifestyle. That's what people don't understand. They go, I'll do the South Beach diet. It's all the rage. And then they lose their 30 pounds. And then they're like, lost the weight. It'll never come back. Might as well go back to cheeseburgers and French fries and what have
genetics.
you. Huh?
It's all genetics.
Nah, it has something to do with willpower and just changing the way you eat. That's all.
I just want a body like you, Opie. That's all.
Slowly but surely, you just find foods you enjoy that aren't fatty. That's it.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Or you slowly but surely you go to therapy and you get out of your depression and you find out who molested you when you were a kid and you stop wanting to shovel cake down your throat to make the hole in your stomach go away.
You really are? You're still in therapy? Ugh.
What do you mean, ugh?
We all had problems growing up. Get over it.
Really?
That's what I say. I'm gonna write a book called "Get Over It" by Dr. Opie.
How many cocks did you suck?
Get over it.
All right, I'm done. You're right.
That's what the name of my new book's gonna be called. Get Over It. It's gonna be one page, and it's gonna cost you $14.95. Because I'm a good guy, I'm not gonna take too much money from you.
Get me a copy, goddammit. I'll get over it.
I just don't get that therapy thing. I just don't. My mom's been in and out of therapy her whole life, and I don't really see anything different.
Get over. Suck it up. My new book, Suck It Up.
Right.
Follow up to Get Over It. Walk it off, dick.
In my old relationship, the last ditch effort was, why don't we go to couple counseling? Bye. So long.
Adios.
Adios, amigos.
That means you're
so long.
Yeah, I would never do that.
When you have to go to couple counseling, it's over, Johnny.
You're never getting back to where you were.
You're going to sit there with some lady that doesn't even know you, and in an hour she's going to give you advice because of what you choose to tell her? Fuck that.
You have to make rules for your arguments. That way, you're not offending each other and...
Like when you're in an argument, you're thinking rationally and not just yelling obscenities and trying to drudge up something somebody did to you.
Hey, I'm just saying, I'm sure I'll get the email later and the phone calls. Look, couple counseling helped us. Oh, fine, then congratulations. My whole theory, as soon as you have to bring a therapist into your relationship, the relationship is over. Completely over.
Why did I turn in your therapist about therapy?
What?
Why did I turn into your therapist?
Because I forgot that you're always doing the therapy thing. I don't get the therapy thing. I got to tell you. I don't get it. You pay some lady, because it's mostly ladies, right?
Yeah.
And you pay them to sit there and listen to your bullshit crap for an hour.
Right.
And then they're so concerned, but as soon as the hour's up, they're not concerned anymore because they got another schlep in the waiting room waiting with their problems.
I'll tell you why it's good for a guy like me, because most people I would agree with, you probably don't need therapy because you have good friends.
Hold on a minute. Someone's saying that I'm ripping off Dennis Leary, and I'll give this guy the time of day. I have no idea I'm ripping off Dennis Leary. Tim, go ahead.
Hey, how's it going? I just wanted to say that whole knock it off with whatever you were saying, punching out.
Ugh, what a fucking moron.
No, if he had something, that's cool. I swear to you, he's saying just stop hacking off Dennis Leary. What?
Really?
Dennis Leary does a bit on therapists or something?
Really? You can say that about any comedian you asshole in a conversation.
All right, well, someone else is saying, and I swear to you guys, I have no idea, a bunch of people, holy crap. Muttbone from over here, Ope's book, Get Over It, sounds a lot like Dennis Leary's book, Shut the Fuck Up. Next.
Wow.
You're ripping him off. Hoo-hoo. And then Sean from Connecticut, careful, Ope. You're stealing an old Dennis Leary bit, Shut the Fuck Up, by Dr. Dennis Leary. What album was that off? Because after
ripping him off.
the first CD where he ripped off all of Bill Hicks's material, I haven't really bought a Dennis Leary CD.
Ooh.
That old argument. I swear to God, I had no idea that I was doing Dennis Leary material. It just seems very, very logical. That
right.
You know, I think a lot of people would agree with this therapist crap.
Well,
and it is true. We all had problems growing up.
yeah, but Opie, what I'm trying to say to you is I have no friends. None of my friends, Jim, Patrice, Keith Robinson, if I call any one of them up to say, hey, dude, I'm having a hard time, blah, blah, they hang up on my face.
Right.
Those are the worst collection of friends.
They're the worst. So I'm paying for a friend once a week, Opie, just to listen to me. That's all. I'm paying
But
for
you
a friend.
realize that person doesn't really care.
I know he doesn't care. He wants my money.
And they're only giving you advice based on what you decide to tell them. So I think if you do go to a therapist, you have to be completely honest.
I am.
And how many? Maybe you are the guy, Bob. Maybe you're the guy. But I think everyone that goes to a therapist,
like
they're
the
holding back
sarcasm.
stuff that is going to fuck up the advice that's coming back at you.
I don't like the little sarcasm you had when you said maybe you're the guy. I caught that little fucking
Bob,
sarcasm.
Maybe
Bob,
you're the guy.
hold on,
in
Bob.
other words, he meant you're not the guy.
I don't know.
I know exactly.
Hold on.
Thank you, Anthony.
Hold on. I will defend you, Bob, because you've probably. I'm going to give you the title. I'm going to give you a title right now. I think you have been the most honest person we've ever had on this show, even more than Jim Norton.
Oh, shit.
This guy has said stuff where I know when I'm going home and stuff, I'm like, I cannot believe he's openly talking about this stuff on the radio.
Very true.
So although you heard sarcasm, I'm telling you, maybe you are the guy because you are pretty damn open about what has happened to you in the past.
I am very open. And you know what? Actually, I have gone to the show and done therapy at your
All
show.
right, hold on.
Maybe I should
Hold
say
on. It was
that.
off Dennis Leary's Lock and Load album. I did not listen to that piece of crap. I'm sorry. I heard that it was an awful album, and I never listened to the Dennis Leary Lock and Load album, okay?
You talking about my CD or his?
Huh? I haven't listened to yours yet either, even though you gave it to me about 6 months ago. I'm sorry.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
All right, continue, Bob.
Listen, man, I just pay for a friend. If you want to be my friend, Opie, I'd call you.
Oh, he just paid.
No, we
for
really
a
tried
friend.
to be friends, and we both knew it just wasn't working.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh,
We were at a Starbucks, and
First of all,
he went down the friend road, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know, Bob.
I got all my friends.
I don't know. I don't know.
Fucking-
I don't know if I have room for another friend.
Opie is
much
most
done with
You
friends.
remember, Bob? You remember that day too? It's like, why don't we exchange numbers? And I'm like, you can get a hold of me through Jim.
Yeah.
The whole conversation in his own head, though. He didn't even involve me. He did my
done with
part in
friends
his own
too.
head, and then out of nowhere, we're just sitting in there in silence, and he goes, "Nah, we can't be friends."
It
I'm
ca-
like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
we were all.
God.
I forgot. This happened when we were on hiatus, and I was hanging out with Norton and Bob, and I like Bob. I think he's cool and stuff. And we're sitting at Starbucks, and we went from like that uncomfortable, don't know each other, that he's trying to squeeze in some personal stuff that you do when you're trying to make friends. And I'm thinking to myself, this just ain't gonna work. I'm just gonna cut my losses.
But
now.
Bob could use
and so
some friends.
So I openly just told him in Starbucks, Bob, I'm just not feeling the friend thing.
Oh,
But I go, I'm sitting there, I'm eating my French fries. I go, "What the fuck are you talking about?" He goes, "Nah, I don't think we can be friends."
I don't think it's gonna work.
Right.
I'm like, this guy, in my head, I'm going, this guy's fucking out of his mind.
Like right away, you just
I
get
don't
that
know.
out of the way.
Yeah, I
I
just
with him one time in my life, and this is it. And he's already decided we can't be friends. He's already had the whole fucking thing. You need therapy.
Well, I know I do, but I don't believe in it. I just told you that. I just told you my whole thing.
Well, when Bob rattles off his friends, Jim Norton and Patrice, and
Yeah.
he needs friends. He needs real friends, not these clowns.
Yeah, at least I'm not out there trying to make girls my friend.
Why?
Nothing. Nice talking to you.
Yeah,
Norton.
great. Nothing.
Yeah, I'll listen to you if you suck
Yeah.
my asshole. You're right, Opie. We can't be friends.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't even
You're
remember
too honest.
the last friend I made. I was through making friends years ago. I have coworkers. I have acquaintances that, I'll talk to things about, like gaming or the news, things like that. But as far as real friends that I would call up and say, hey, what are you doing? Let's hang out. Or, I can't remember the last friend I made. It's probably somewhere back in the 90s.
I would like to make a new friend.
Would you?
Yeah.
A lot goes into that. It's a big responsibility.
It sure is.
And if you realize you don't want to be friends after you've passed the friend point, now you're really fucked.
But Opie would never get there because he has that conversation in his head the first time
he puts it. See, I like that, Opie. That gets it out of the way right away. It gets it out of the way.
You have to hit me fast, man. You got to get my interest immediately.
No delusion.
I didn't know there was an audition.
It's an audition.
Of course it is. And I'm sitting there and I wasn't feeling what you were saying. I'm like, you know what? I don't feel like putting in the effort to be your friend.
You brought up.
You're not worth my effort.
Anthony, he brought up the conversation.
Yeah.
This real. We were just fucking around, joking. Norton leaves. Then he throws some serious shit in my face to see how I'd respond. And of course, it was uncomfortable. It was like my dad talking to me about sex. And I don't even know Opie. And then he's like, you know what? We can't be friends. I'm like,
I didn't feel like putting in the effort. That's all.
Well,
I kind of like that approach.
I just wanted to throw that on the table because I didn't want the awkward, let's exchange numbers,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Give you a
I
call.
actually agree with you. You were right on the money. You shouldn't be my friend. I'm a lousy human being.
No, the last friend I made was Jim Norton. Because you were just saying, the last friend. And that's 5 years ago. I haven't made a new friend in 5-6 years now.
But I don't even go out like with Jimmy. I don't call Jim and go, hey, Jim, what are you doing? Let's go out. I consider him a friend in that, we have things in common. I could sit and talk to him about more than just, uncomfortable, sit there and go, hey, how was the weather, stuff like that. So I consider him that. But he's not a friend that I call up and go out with. I don't even know who those people are in my life anymore.
I'll never see Jim Norton again. I'll never hang out with it. Now that he's moving out of my building.
Oh, that's it, right?
I'm done.
I was
off his list.
I was out with Jimmy Friday because he's now in my neighborhood.
You stole my friend, you fucking cunt.
We all went out to dinner, and Jimmy was actually kind of sad. He was like, it's sad moving out of that building because I won't be able to just go to Bob's apartment and pet his little dogs, and he was dead serious.
Yeah, he cares about my dogs. He doesn't care about me.
Hey, a lot of people want to audition to be my friend.
Oh,
Dave in Jersey, what's up?
I'd like to audition to be Opie's friend.
All right, let's hold on. I'll give you 30 seconds to impress me. Go ahead.
All right. Well, I'm 32 years old, married, one son. I'm very desensitized, and that means I can see anything, and it doesn't really impress me. Okay, so we could be walking down the street, some guy could be berated by knives, machine guns, whatever, and I'm like, oh, that's fascinating. Someone could jump out of a box dressed like a jester. I'd be like, all right, bored, seen that. I think I'm the type of person Opie would need in his...
All right, there he goes.
Yeah, he was a little wordy.
Opie just hangs up, but didn't even give him an answer.
He was a little wordy for Opie.
Just hung up.
Let's go to Rick in Boston. Rick?
Hey, what's up, guys?
I really will take on a new friend if someone hits me between the eyes.
It's really got to be good, though, especially on the phone.
Yeah.
Can I have another audition? If I call my agent, can he set up another audition?
I don't know. What can you offer me?
What can you offer Opie as a friend?
Right. Do you have a big boat? Because I want to do some boating this summer.
Now something like that. Something
I
material.
do. My uncles have a place up in
maybe some deep sea fishing.
Yeah, well, not lake fishing. How about largemouth bass and pickerel?
If you have a boat, I could be your summer friend.
Okay.
Seasonal friendship.
Friends.
Yeah.
My uncles have a boat. It's not mine, but we can use it, Opie. And they have a nice house. We can, maybe play some chess and light a fire.
I wanted some kind of beach house where I could just use you for your fine location.
Do you want that? Can you picture a friend that maybe watching the game at a bar, knocking back a few beers, and then maybe turning and saying something, I'm having problems with the wife, or, oh, God, the boss at work, and you'll be like, oh, dude, I know, those, you know, and that kind of exchange, that friendly exchange. Can you have that with this guy, you think?
No, not at all.
Not with Rick from Boston?
Well, let's go to Rick. Let's see what Rick has to say. Rick in Boston, what's up?
Hey, what's up? Oh.
Hey.
Hey, no.
What? Oh, boy.
You can't be friends with a guy with a bad cell phone.
Yeah, you can't be friends with a guy who has Sprint.
Yeah.
It's bad enough, like, me and Opie call each other, and we can't hear each other on the phone.
All right, by the way, just to be fair here, we have the Dennis Leary bit that I guess I ripped off, and I swear I had no idea I was doing it, but whatever. Here it is.
I'm just not happy. Shut the fuck up, all right? That's the name of my new book, Shut the Fuck Up by Dr. Dennis Leary. A revolutionary new form of therapy. I'm gonna have my patients come in, doctor, shut the fuck up next. I don't feel so, shut the fuck up next. He made me feel so much better about myself, you know? He just told me to shut the fuck up, and nobody had ever told me that before. I feel so much better now.
Well, there you have it.
I invented shut the fuck up. I tell him, Fred, back in Washington. I said, tie a bandana around your problem.
Well, I can't really defend myself on that. That's very similar to what I was just saying. And it is off an album I did enjoy. That is off No Cure for Cancer. So
well, maybe it's
all right. Maybe it was somewhere in my brain and popped out today.
Opie.
Yeah.
I love you.
Everyone wants to be my friend. Well,
now they're all trying to be your friend.
Let's go to Ryan in Jersey. Ryan.
Hi, fellas.
Hey.
I hate Bob Kelly, by the way. I just want to throw that out there.
I hate you too, you fucking.
You don't even know me, you cocksucker.
You
Shut the fuck up when the big boys
fat,
are talking.
fucking
Shut up when the big boys are talking, asshole. Anyway,
I hope your first
Opie,
kid dies.
shut up, asshole. I'm talking. Opie,
You are talking.
asshole. Shut up, you broken leg gimp faggot. Opie. Trying to be your friend here, and this fucking asshole's talking.
Wow,
I like this guy.
Good job.
I like this guy already,
He's got
man.
spunk.
I like this guy.
You're gonna like me even more. I will bring you a new dog every week to smash in the liver. Bye.
Oh, now we're talking.
Oh, Ryan from Jersey could be a friend.
Hey, Bob, he smashed you good.
What? Shut the fuck up over and over.
He smashed you
fucking
good.
idiot.
He smashed you good.
Yeah, you're good. Good. He's your new friend, you ass.
He could be your friend.
He can come on the radio and go, shut the fuck up, you idiot.
Can we get Jim Norton on the phone? Because he was at the Starbucks that day where I made it uncomfortable for everyone. Because Bob was feeling good about himself. He went from guest on the show every once. Well, actually, you weren't even guesting on the show yet.
No.
We were just kind of like, I would just like see you outside Norton's building as you walk those stupid little rats that you own, and your hairless legs. And I used to make fun of your hairless calves. And then all of a sudden you were feeling good and started going down the friend road, and right in front of Norton, I even made Norton uncomfortable. I'm like, Bob, I got to tell you, I'm just not feeling it.
Ain't gonna work.
And he goes, feeling what? I'm like, this possible friend thing, because I know what you're getting at, and you know that Jimmy and I are friends, and you're friends with Jimmy. So usually that's how you get other friends. When you're friends with somebody and they have a friend they're friends with, then you make a group. And I'm like, I don't know, man. Let's just acknowledge that this is probably not going to work.
I had the same feeling as when a girl you just met says, I love you. The same uncomfortable feeling. Like, this guy's out of his fucking mind. I got to get out of here.
You did say that many times. You're like, dude, you are out of your fucking mind.
He is. I was just sitting there. I don't even know this guy. I had no thoughts of calling him up or being his friend or doing a latte at Starbucks on the Upper West Side. Just out of nowhere. I'm eating a French fry. He's like, oh, it's not going to happen, Bob. I'm like, what? We're not going to be friends. I'm like, well, good for you, you fucking psycho.
By the way, I'm moving because I hate the Upper West Side. These people are just stuck-up fucking assholes with their stupid dogs. There's so many dogs on the Upper West Side. And I see livers. I see lots and lots of livers.
Here's a guy that wants to be a friend. Opie, I know we have had problems before, but I want to be my friend. So we can hang out. I have a $20 million Hamptons mansion. It's so big I need a friend and someone who doesn't rip me off. Hoo-hoo. I invented friends. Love you, Howie from the Hamptons.
Let's go to Jeff in Jersey. Jeff?
Yo, fuck Opie. I want to be your friend, Bob.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hey.
Yeah, me and you, we can stroll down the park, go to Starbucks. I won't tell you you're an asshole.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that, buddy. What about that?
No,
other
not
guy that
you.
calls in? You're going to take care of guys like that?
He said not you, Bob.
That motherfucker.
Bastard. I think the last friend I made, because I've been thinking about this, it was Joe Curry. He was a friend of mine for many years, and we were playing paintball, and he had invited somebody from work And it turned out that was Adam Ferrara. And I think that was the last friend I made, 1986, I think it was.
We became friends for a while.
We're coworkers.
We used to be friends, though.
Opie, I still consider you a friend. We call up.
When?
We go
When
out
was the
every
last
so
time we
often.
called each other?
I called you over the weekend.
Oh, you did? Did I answer the phone?
No.
No.
And then
have caller ID.
when the whole news thing went down,
Oh, yeah.
Arthur Chang.
Oh, yeah.
Chang.
There was something else I wanted to say to Bob, but now I can't remember.
Good. It's probably going to hurt my feelings.
It probably will.
Psychopath you
Good
are.
way to
Opie.
psych yourself up, because
You
it
really
probably
is a
will.
psychopath. Anthony, after the show, hey, take it easy, man. Nice seeing you. And Opie just, I don't want to hang out with you, dude. Take it easy. Nah, I'm all set, man. Go ahead. You hanging with Bob? Oh, Jim, you go with Bob. I know he's your friend. He's not my
I like
friend.
Bob. Bob's a gamer, you know. He plays a lot of games on the computer, so we got something in common there.
I know what I was going to say. Know who's trying to be my friend, and I'm just not sure yet?
Who?
Eric Logan.
Elo?
Elo's trying to be my friend.
You can't. See, that's the mistake you made everywhere we've worked. NEW.
Have I done it at the new place?
Yes!
With who?
Elo!
We're not at that stage.
You've been out with Elo.
He wants to be my friend.
You've been out with Elo. You go out of your way to talk to Elo. You were ready to stay. Did you talk to Elo before we left D.C.? Before we left the station?
Yeah, I talked to him.
You did. He was there.
Yeah.
You went upstairs and talked.
Oh, no. He wasn't there. He was at the
wasn't
shareholders meeting.
Now, I had my coat on, and I am running for the door to get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
And Opie actually turned to somebody, I think it was Don Wiki, and said, is Elo here? And Don said, I don't know, he might be upstairs. All right, I'm going to head up and talk with Elo for a little bit. And I'm just like, oh, my God, you're insane.
Dude, I'm working it for us.
No, I
We need
understand.
someone down there that's going to understand this show.
I understand.
Because we all know the CEO doesn't get it, so I'm hoping that Eric Logan's going to explain it to him.
But that feeds the friendship thing. Because it's not just business.
That's how you
Elo
fix
starts
Neil.
bringing out the pictures of little Jackson.
He did invite me to his house.
See, the invite to the house. Bosses are off limits. You made friends
Do a
with...
little couple, dinner thing.
You were making friends with Jeremy over at NEW.
Yeah, for a while.
And even Ken.
Yeah,
Ken Stevens. I believe you may have stayed at Ken Stevens' house.
No.
I believe you were going to stay at Ken
No. He took me out for a steak dinner. That was it.
Okay, YSP.
Tim Sabian. I stayed at his house.
You became friends with Tim Sabian.
I still consider him a friend.
Fareed.
Nah.
You were becoming friends. You took a Learjet with him to Arizona.
I blew off the Learjet because I decided to be a nomad.
There's this whole friendship. Bob, our agent Bob Eatman. You're friends with Bob.
I stayed at his house a few times.
You stayed at his house.
I make friends.
Tipped his maid.
I do tip his maid because Bob's so cheap he doesn't tip his own maid.
He asked her for a receipt.
Yeah, pretty much.
Cheap Jew.
She works like an extra 5 or 6 hours, and he's like, "Oh God, here's $10." I'm mortified when I stay there.
What a cheapo.
So she cleans out my dirty. She does my laundry, and Bob's like, "Don't tip her," and I leave money on the dresser for her, like $5-10 a day.
Oh my God!
To do my laundry. That's just disgusting when I'm out there.
I could not.
And as
stay
far
with
as
people.
Fareed, I had a ride back to New York from Phoenix because I went out there to talk at his stupid radio conference.
Yeah.
For what stock do we own?
Citadel.
Oh yeah, Citadel.
Shitadel, I call it.
And and I had a ride back on his Learjet, and I blew it off because I wanted to just roam around the country.
Really?
Looking for friends.
Searching for friends.
See, this is the other side of me being an asshole. The reality is I have no friends.
No.
I had 2 years off, and I spent most of that time wandering around America
alone
by myself.
Like Kane from Kung Fu.
You would think I could have called up somebody and said, "Hey, let's go.
Nothing.
Let's go have some fun."
And they'd say, "Sorry, not only am I not your friend, but I work for a living."
Right. But Elo is trying to be friends, and he says, "I love you, buddy," and things
Don't
like
do
that.
it.
He uses the word love.
Maybe you
Don't
should just
do
learn
it.
Kung Fu or something.
Kung Fu,
Yeah.
that's not a bad
Yeah,
idea.
learn Kung Fu, become like a master, and then just walk around roaming.
Wander the earth, get in adventures.
Yeah, get a stick, blind yourself.
All right, let's do a quick thing with the phones here. Go ahead, Dane, real fast.
Hey, hi, Opie. Hi, Anthony. Fuck you, Bob Kelly. I got a boatload of friends for Opie.
Yeah?
I got a bunch of pregnant girls over here in Jersey with their thick areola nipples and that dark line running up their belly for you. How about that?
God.
You want that?
You want that?
With the milk, with that sweet,
see?
sugary milk running out of their...
See, Bob? That's how we could have connected. If we were at a Starbucks and all of a sudden you pointed out a pregnant woman and said, wow, that's hot. And I would have said, you know, Bob, I think that's hot too.
Wow.
Then we would have had
a
little something in common and we could have went from there.
I didn't know there was friggin' a script to friggin' become your friend. Maybe next time you should fax it over to me and I'll rehearse.
All right, Mike. Mike from Long Island brings up a good point about Opie and friendship. How about Barry Williams, Opie? You were seeking the friendship of Barry Williams.
Anthony had to remind me that he was married because did we tell this story on the air?
Yeah.
I remember where I was too. I actually called Anthony for advice. I was out in L.A. I was actually doing some inline skating around the Santa Monica Pier. It's just amazing. You could skate on the beach or whatever, a bike path. And my phone rings because, Barry Williams, Greg Brady, he was on our show a lot. And he said, next time you're out to L.A., give me a call. We'll hang. And we hear this from a lot of our, quote, celebrity friends / guests.
I don't consider them friends.
Right.
No.
And they always blow us off. But I called up like, what the hell? And once again, I'm by myself out in L.A. trying to kill time. And Barry actually says this. He goes, dude, I live at the top of Beverly Hills or somewhere, Bel Air or something, at the top of one of the mountains. He goes, why don't you come over around 6:30? He actually said this. I'm going to throw myself under the bus, and then I will save myself with my pal Anthony. He goes, come up around 6:30. We'll smoke some cigars. We'll have a couple apple martinis. And we'll watch the sunset.
Watch the sunset.
And then we'll have a barbecue. And I'm like, that's exactly what it was like. I was just like stupefied. I'm like,
because that sounds like the gayest thing two guys could do.
I think Barry wants to suck my dick.
Oh, apple martini breath on your bag.
But you have to because it's Greg Brady. I mean, come on. Right.
Suck your dick.
So then I'm going through it in my head. I'm like, if I go up there and all of a sudden he makes a move on me, I obviously got to tell him, hey, look, Barry, hey. And all of a sudden that sad Brady Bunch music has to play because I'm rejecting Greg Brady.
You could have took your rollerblades up there and rollerblade home, homo.
Oh, hold on. Norton's on the line, and then we'll get back to the Greg Brady thing. Hey, Jimmy.
Hey, what's up, boys?
How's the move going?
It's cool, man. It kind of reminds me watching your stuff be taken. You ever see, like, as soon as Saddam Hussein fell, the way Baghdad looked, the way they were running into stores? That's the way my shit is being lugged out of this apartment. It's
really?
They treat other people's stuff the way I would treat other people's stuff.
Just like shit.
Dude, we've talked about this on the air. The last time I bought a TV, now they're nice and flat and stuff. My TV, I'm not kidding you, weighed about 500 pounds. It's one of the last picture tube TVs you can get, 45-inch, massive, cool.
Yeah.
And these gorillas actually rolled the TV into my apartment. They didn't care.
Rolled it.
They couldn't lift it because it's so heavy, so they rolled it end over end over end. And these guys looked like they just got out of prison. I was scared. I didn't say shit. I was just hoping it worked. I even tipped them.
Oh, of course.
They bashed my walls and everything. They rolled it in like a boulder.
Well, the guy made sure beforehand. He made sure I was going to tip, which I certainly am. And it's just, I'm glad I did as much stuff as I did beforehand, because I'm talking a lot because it's echoing here. I'm glad I did so much shit beforehand, because it's just amazing to watch all your stuff just get thrown into large boxes. Oh, white comforter with black dirty candle stuff thrown on them. It's awful.
Oh yeah, they have like 5 or 6 moves today. I mean, your move is one of many. They have to get it done immediately.
Jimmy, they're boxing things up too.
Yeah, just like most of my stuff is done, but there was some loose stuff. They just take these giant boxes, like for your comforter, your candle hold, anything you have. That little leg thing I have under my toilet is now on top of my comforter. You know, everything.
Yeah, they just throw it in a box and move it out.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Hey, Jimmy, I'm going to bring up a memory. We got Bob Kelly on the line. We're going to eventually play his audio.
Hi, Jimmy.
Hi, Bobby.
You remember the time when we were off the air and we all hung out at Starbucks near your old place there that you're moving out of? Me, you, and Kelly, and I turned to him and told him he couldn't be my friend?
It was the Cosmic Diner.
Oh, was it the diner?
It was a diner. Jimmy went to take a pee, and then me and you were talking, and we were talking, and you brought up some serious relationship issue.
Yeah.
Wow, Opie was almost like pulling you in.
I was trying out. I'm like, forget it. He can't relate to this bullshit.
And then again, I get, it's like some uncomfortable thing where, I don't know, dude. I guess you just, try, one day at a time. I don't know. Yeah. And then he was like, you know what? We can't be friends.
That was his like line to see if you could audition to be his friend, and you just flunked the audition.
I really did. I got nervous. I was holding my script in my hand, looking at the lines.
Do you remember that, Jimmy, where I just openly told him, it's just not going to work? And he.
I remember some awkward exchange between you two, which I had to sit in the middle of course.
Yeah, I told Anthony that you were the last friend I ever made, Jimmy, 5-6 years ago. I haven't made a friend since. And because you're friends with Bob Kelly, I think we all had a feeling that maybe Bob will join this little crew of ours, our separate little crew. And I just told Bob, it's just not happening.
Yeah, I do remember that, and it was, it was kind of heartbreaking for everyone involved because I didn't realize I have to choose sides. And I love you, Bob, but until you get a radio show, go fuck yourself.
Well, we've talked about that. If this show goes away again, none of us will keep in touch. I mean, who are we kidding?
I don't know. We hung out. We kept in touch. I mean, and Anthony, I called a few times, and I'm sure he heard my messages. So I mean,
yeah. I don't have friends either. I have guys I work with that I'm some of them I'm closer with than others, and that's it. I don't have friends. Don't need them.
All right.
We're a bunch of friendless asses.
That's it. Look at what we've grown into. I used to have friends when I was younger. Oh, I'd go out with them, call up, and go, hey, let's go down to the bar. Let's go to the Artful Dodger down there in Huntington.
I was going to say build tree forts together.
Yeah. Sleep in the tree fort, and you can try to suck my dick, and I'll be asleep. Fun nights out.
Right. Let me roll this up for you. Okay. Well, I'm in my bedroom now. They're taking my bed out.
Uh-oh.
Or they're undoing the bed.
Are they in the outbreak suits? They should be.
Oh, hold on. Is that piece stuck right there?
Oh, my God.
Of course.
The best is when you move and you see the stuff that is under your bed.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. The stuff I found under my bed the last time I moved.
They're finding fake Lee press-on nails from Granny's. All
right, Jimmy. We'll let you be.
Yeah, no, I believe you. I figured that was coming. I heard all the laughs and everyone's having fun, and I'm here in my echoey apartment contributing. Wait, can you guys hear him yelling in the background and groaning?
No.
Oh, we're just trying to get the bed done. He's fuming.
What nationality are your movers?
Yeah. Well, let me think.
Do they golf?
What's that? No, almost.
They play the game of the foot.
They get along with people who golf. They tend to live in the same neighborhood as golfers.
Oh. Are they, do they make good pitchers?
Good what?
Do they make good ball players?
Yes, they do.
Right.
Yes. Normally they do.
They're good with a knife?
And they're good with a knife? Do their young children always fall out the windows here in the city?
Yeah.
And choke on little pieces of candy?
Yeah, it's not that they don't have window guards. It's just they chew through them. Yeah.
But you're not talking about, like, type of people whose 9-year-old might stab an 11-year-old girl pal.
Maybe that type of person, yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
That's really awful. All right, I know. I'll let myself be. I'm contributing nothing. I'm standing here in a dusty, empty apartment, depressed.
I can't believe you got a Polish moving company.
That's it. bunch of newfies.
Mm.
Newfies.
All right, thanks,
Bye,
Jimmy.
Jimmy. It was nice being your friend.
Hey, Bob, why don't you help me? You're on the 5th floor, stupid.
You're out of your friggin' mind.
Yeah,
he's
go
right
up there, Bob.
He's right
Jesus.
upstairs from you.
That's what a friend does. A friend helps you move.
Moving is the ultimate friend commitment.
My duffel bag yesterday. He wouldn't take it.
We've all seen
Incidentally,
Seinfeld.
I know. I was going to do more, but then people would say I'm ripping off Seinfeld today.
But that is the ultimate
I stopped myself.
buddy commitment.
Yeah, where's Keith Hernandez when you need him? All right.
And you were actually very funny last night.
Oh. Who?
Me?
Hello.
What are you talking about?
What's that? Oh, no, my phone dropped out.
Nice talking to you.
All right, everyone. Jimmy, thank you.
Bye, Jimmy.
All right, we're going to let Jimmy be. We're going to go back to Bob Kelly.
Oh, Jesus.
Where the hell were we? Oh, the Barry Williams thing. So I'm thinking, all right, sounds a little weird, you know, and I'm thinking, like, he's got this whole thing in his head, and then I reject him, and then, you know, the Brady Bunch music's going to play really sad in the background, you know? Oh, you don't... Now, know what we need? That's not it, though. We need we need the Brady Bunch instrumental music, Anthony.
Yeah.
Where it's different versions depending on what they do. Remember?
Well, we do. We have, like, here's a happy little one. It's not quite the theme, but that was happy. Or this one. That's like happy stuff. Mixing the martinis.
Yeah, but the
maybe.
show used to play different versions of the theme depending on what was going on. This is just filler music. Yeah, see?
That's happy.
They're all happy. They're coming home from school. See? This is That's what I mean.
Yeah, that's it, Piggy.
Depending on what they were doing.
No, that was...
But then they had...
like Secret Mission.
They did have the sad one. That they would break out every once in a while, like
Where is that one? The old xylophone. Well, that's the end.
Yeah, so.
We don't have the. Yeah, we don't.
No. We need that one. We need the sad version because that's what
It was always the one where like. Mrs. Brady would come into Marcia's room and she's having a problem, and it was that theme.
Right.
Very, very subdued. Yeah, we need that one.
And I was thinking when I told Barry, yeah, I don't want you to suck my cock. I was thinking, there it is. This would be playing in Barry's head, like, oh, man.
But then it goes happy.
Why is he happy then?
I don't know. Doesn't work.
Oh, yeah, we know what that's about.
Came out and his cock fell off.
That's where he brought out the gimp. Gimp sleeping. Anyway, so, yeah, that was the scenario, and I'm like, God, what do you do? So I called up Anthony for advice.
See, that's
I'm like, Anthony, here's the deal, man. He wants me to go way up into the hills of Bel Air or Beverly Hills, wherever the hell he is, and he wants me to sip apple martini, smoke a cigar, and watch the sunset, and then we'd have a barbecue. What do you think is going on up there? And then you remind me, thank God, that he was married with a kid.
He's married, but I even said it could be a beard. This sounds a little odd. I said it sounds a little odd for a guy to invite another guy like that up to the hills to watch a sunset while you drink martinis and smoke cigars.
So you have to go because you could always say no.
Yeah, but that's a pretty awkward no to be in the situation.
But then
because then he's probably thinking, well, what the fuck did you come up here for?
Right. But then I'm thinking, good radio. I have to say no, and then obviously 2 years later, I'll get to tell it on the air.
That's true.
But then I get there, and his best friend, a doctor, was there, and it turned out, to be, a safe situation, thank God. Yeah. And I forgot to tell you this part. The doctor, who is probably Barry Williams' age, probably upper 40s, whatever, maybe 50, whatever Barry is these days, the guy swears he never saw the Brady Bunch. I'm like, how do you go through life? Growing up, never seeing one episode of the Brady Bunch. He swears.
Seen at least one episode all around the world.
He basically didn't really know Barry, what Barry, did or used to do when they became quote friends. Here's
That's
this
like
friend thing
Chick
again.
Says though, like
I think it was like his way to get into Barry's life. Like, look, Barry's probably sick of talking about the Brady Bunch. I'll tell him I never saw an episode. I don't even know who he is. That I might have seen him on TV, doing something else.
That's a little weird for a guy to do that.
All right,
that's kind of that's the thing a girl does. Oh, I don't know. Like, isn't that how Yoko got John Lennon? By saying, "Oh, I don't know who you are or what you do."
Maybe I should have tried that with Opie when we met.
Yeah, there you go. I don't know who you are. I never heard your radio show. Maybe we can be friends.
That's fascinating. You do radio, huh?
All right. Well, we got to take a break, and then I guess we'll play your audio next. Finally.
Yeah. I had an awful experience moving down from Boston. Kind of reminded me listening to Jimmy. They just broke shit left and right, lost stuff. left stuff there because I had to go.
Too bad they couldn't leave your wife up there.
Leave my wife.
Would have saved you a lot of time and trouble.
Forgot something here. I seem to be missing something. Where the hell did... Boy, sure is quiet around here. Jesus, wouldn't that be great? Why couldn't they remember my vacuum and my WAF jacket and leave her there?
Yeah. Oh, they remembered to bring her back home with you.
Oh, certainly did. What a nightmare that was. You know what had happened also? I had to go back. I had to come down to New York. She had to stay up there and supervise the move.
Mm-hmm.
And, I guess supervising the move in between shots of Jack Daniels might have been a little stressful.
While we're looking through binoculars at girls changing.
Yeah. Hey, at least make sure everything's out of the apartment, for God's sake. Open up the hall closet. Brand new vacuum cleaner. My AAF jacket. Remember that ski jacket I was so proud of? It was the first radio station I ever worked at.
Mm-hmm.
First colors of the radio station. Very proud of that.
Yeah.
Guy, brand new in radio. First yogurt cup that I ever scraped, I had kept in there.
We just got to get the rest of the goodness out.
Wonder why you have no friends. You annoying son of a bitch.
I really know I'm an ass. Don't get confused and think that I'm a catch. Trust me, I stink.
You aren't a catch as a friend. You really aren't.
I'll be the first to admit I stink. Anyway, go ahead, Ant.
Yeah, I'm just done. I just remembered how awful that was, and they broke so many things and just lost things, and they drop it off and leave it. And there's no way you can actually go through the boxes while they're there and go, oh, you broke this. So you have to wait and fill out a claim form. And then I sent it up there, and the company was like gone or something. It didn't even acknowledge the complaint form that I wrote. Just a bunch of crooks, the movers. But it does beat loading it up with your friend in a U-Haul.
I did that.
I went that. Everyone has gone that route. When you're younger and you can't afford anything, you load your shitty furniture up in a U-Haul.
I had to sell stuff. I had to fill the U-Haul, and as I was filling it, sell shit that didn't fit.
Oh, I just break it out front. I don't even.
When you're in LA and you get a bunch of Mexicans that will buy anything for $5.
Bob, this is how much of a dirtbag I am. In every aspect of life. I was moving out of my Northport place to move to Boston with Anthony. Anthony pulls up with the U-Haul truck. Most people will leave the stuff they don't want or can't fit in the U-Haul truck nicely on the side of the road, and maybe other people will drive by, pick through it, and get a nice little treat on their Sunday drive. I smash things so no one could take any of my stuff off the curb.
You really are.
Well, for God's sake, Opie, we AAF was paying for the move. Now, I could kick myself in the ass because I could have hired a goddamn mover and had AAF pay for it. But I was so much in the mindset of what my life was, which was you're moving, get a U-Haul and move it yourself. So I thought I was ahead of the game because AAF was paying for the U-Haul, which they would have paid for one for Opie also. But Opie goes, dude, just leave a little room on the back of yours and I'll just throw my shit on there. Well, I didn't know, how much I had or anything. There was no room. I was trying to pack this thing. It was like a puzzle where there was about 1.5 feet of room left in the back of this thing. So I pull up in front of Opie's, and he starts berating me for using too much of the U-Haul.
Dude,
that the company was paying for anyway.
You used easily 80% of the truck.
Of course I
easily.
did. I would have used 90 if I could have packed it like a human.
And I'm not even exaggerating. At least 80%. I mean, I'm
you
talking
only
your
own U-Haul.
I'm talking maybe you gave me 3 feet.
You should have gotten your own U-Haul.
Yeah, you own U-Haul.
But it's funny.
Yeah.
So
Thank you,
Anthony
Bob.
Anthony pulls up, and we don't know each other that well at all. Actually, we're only doing radio a few months, and he pulls up to see me taking my VCR by the cord, and I'm like,
spinning it like a cowboy over his head, and
throwing it, and I'm smashing tables and old
this
TVs.
Won't fit. This isn't going to fit. And then I had to drive up to Boston in a full U-Haul with the cats, with the friggin' cats, 4 cats in cat carriers, shitting and pissing the whole way up, where the cab of the truck just smelled like cat shit and piss the entire way up, and I was drinking and I'm stuck in traffic. The drive that normally takes about, I would say with a U-Haul, it would probably take a little over 4 hours. It took 8 hours to get from New York to Boston. I was drinking Jack Daniels and beer the whole way up, where I'm driving down the Mass Pike with a truck full of stuff, completely intoxicated.
Why did you have 4 cats? Do you have a freaking lesbian roommate?
Oh, please. I had the ex-wife. Loved the goddamn cats.
I fucking hate cats.
4 cats. We started with 1 cat, and this is how it works. We started with 1 cat, and then she saw a kitten next door and was like, oh, can't we have this? And if I said no, it would have been like, forget about it. Another
World War
long argument.
18.
So I'm like, okay, we have a male cat. Yeah, let's get a female cat. All right. We get the female cat, and within, a week, that cat's pregnant, has kittens, which she decides to keep 2 of. Now I'm the crazy cat person of Huntington. I got 4 cats. Just, you know what it was like to go through a laundry bag? Like, I used to just take my dirty clothes and throw them in big garbage bags, and then go down to the laundromat next to the bar and sit there and drink while your laundry's being done, and then half-assed version of folding it. So you'd wear wrinkled clothes all the time. Do you understand now why I like dressing a little nicer? I went my entire life dressing like shit in shit clothing. And here's the point, you would open up the bag of clothes, because I would never have a dresser or put it away. They'd be folded in the plastic bag on the floor. You go to pull a shirt out, you put it on and go, what's that smell? Oh, I know it. Right, that's cat piss. That's what it is. It's cat piss on my clothes. And you just see this big streak of yellow down the whole pile of clothes. And it's just piss. And thank God the smell of cat piss is so easy to wash out that you never notice it again. Oh,
that's great.
Nightmare.
I moved a cat from Buffalo. This was before I met you, when I was doing Buffalo radio, making a whopping $14,000 a year.
Yeah, that's Buffalo money.
I had no money whatsoever, and
the country up there.
I rented a U-Haul to get my stuff in my Honda at the time back to New York, right? And I had a cat that I had to bring back to New York, and the cat. I didn't have a cat carrier. I just said, fuck it.
Let him go.
Let him go. It's an 8-hour ride or whatever, especially in a U-Haul. It's a long ride. The cat decided it was scared shitless that it had to hide under the brake pedal. Under the brake pedal. Where its nails were dug into the mat or whatever it was, the carpeting that's down.
Now you can't stop.
Oh, dude, the whole way from Buffalo, I could not brake.
You step on the brake.
Not really an exaggeration. There were times I had to brake, slightly and try to kick the cat. It was a nightmare. The cat would not move. So then I had no money. I came home from Buffalo with absolutely no money, no bank account. I had a few dollars in my pocket that I bought some dinner for myself for the long haul, and I thought I had enough money for the tolls. I had it figured out to the penny, right?
Yeah. Don't forget, no friends.
Oh, yeah, no friends. Of course not. And I get to the Throgs Neck Bridge. And I have to pay the toll, and I forgot what it was, because this goes back about...
throw a cat at his face.
This goes back about 11 or... Well, shit, man, maybe 12, 13 years now.
Yeah.
And because I had extra axles, I had to pay extra that I wasn't thinking about.
Uh-oh.
So now I'm like $2 or $3 short, and I'm telling you, I have no money. It wasn't me being cheap. I just didn't have it.
Yeah.
I was so poor that I brought all my empties, because those were the days that I was doing some good drinking.
Nickel each.
So I had all my empties that I was going to cash in when I got back to New York to maybe get me started. I don't know. I mean, I had tons. I mean, thousands of beer cans that I just collected like everyone does. They rarely bring them home, right? So I had to pull over because they won't let me, they were going to turn me around. I'm like, look, man, and they're like, well, sorry.
Turn you around, you hump. Let me over your stupid bridge.
And I don't think it was where you could just fill out the paperwork back then for some reason, because I remember a discussion like, well, we're going to have to turn you around. I'm like, what? So then I remember that I had in the back, I did have one other thing. That's right. I had a penny thing. Like it was a big, oversized, like beer bottle that
full of pennies,
filled with pennies, and that was the only.
There you go, motherfucker. One, two,
and maybe
three.
I think the dimes could fit in this thing too, but nickels couldn't. The mouth of this oversized bottle can only fit pennies and dimes. So I'm like, oh my god, I have that back there. Okay, so I open the back with one of the transit cops or whatever they are. I open up the U-Haul, and all my beer cans start spilling out all over the road, and then my cat jumps out and starts running all over the place.
Oh, great.
And
the
I'm
cat
like,
would be gone.
Oh, yeah.
Bye-bye.
Somehow I was able to, get the cat back, but The guy actually reached for a weapon because all the beer bottles were spilling out. He thought I was like smuggling people into what, Long Island? Like he didn't know what the hell was going on because I guess I was parked on a slight incline, so the beer cans and bottles just started spilling out of the back of this thing.
You can't take Coors east of the Mississippi.
Yeah, exactly. And I remember he went for like his weapon, like what the hell is going on here? And I actually made a dumb joke that got nothing. I'm like, you don't think I drank all these, do you? Because there were just hundreds just spilling out of the dumb thing, but whatever.
At least you reminded me something quickly about the cat just running around the cab. In the carriers, the entire 8-hour drive up, picture this 4 times. Making sounds that you could only figure are belched up from the bowels of hell. The cats hated the carriers and let you know it the entire way.
Yeah,
and then the X.
Pat on Long Island, what's up?
Yo, my wife, she wanted a cat, and I'm like, nah, I don't want no fucking cat. She's like, no, they take care of themselves. You don't have to walk them. They, kitty litter box and all that shit. So I was like, all right, they take care of themselves. Like 2 months later, the cat got bit by another cat, and it caused a boil, right? And the boil popped, and you could actually move the skin and see the muscle and shit underneath it. It was disgusting.
Holy Jesus.
Yeah, and so she's like, oh, we have to take it to the vet. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning when I noticed this. I'm like, fuck you. The cats take care of themselves. Tell them to get in the car, drive themselves to the fucking vet, and take care of this shit.
Take care of themselves, my ass.
I hate cats. I was brought up a dog person, and it turns out I went to an allergist, and I'm deathly allergic to cats.
Really?
And this cat I got in Buffalo was infested with fleas. If you look close at my arms, there are scars from flea bites.
From fleas?
Like you wouldn't believe. I could not get the fleas out of my tiny little crappy apartment in Buffalo. I tried everything. I bombed the shit out of it.
Fleas, the worst.
And every time you get bit by a flea, people out there know, it's like 5 days of just agony. I don't know what is in a flea bite, but it'll drive you nuts. It'll drive you almost to suicide.
Same thing with my
And then they just start healing slowly, and then you'll get another one, and you can't get the damn fleas off your body or out of your apartment.
Put on white socks, and they were just speckled with black. Speckled with black. And you're like, what is holy shit, there are fleas all over the place. You lay down, or I would go to get out of bed. You put your feet down on the carpet,
and they start jumping on you immediately.
Your ankles are covered in fleas, and I'm like, "Oh, this is great! Thank God the love of these cats more than makes up for the pain in the ass that they were."
And then every bite takes forever to go away, and it's just agony.
Fleas and pissing on stuff. And there was one time up in Ashland when I lived up in Massachusetts. We lived on the second or third story of the apartment building. And the cats used to fight each other constantly. They're running around the apartment. And the 2 smaller ones, the ones that were the kittens that were kind of growing up, one was on the windowsill and one was stalking it from the floor, jumped at him from the floor onto the windowsill. They both went through the screen and fell out the window. And I'm just sitting there going, maybe they're dead. And I was really hoping that they'd be dead. But those friggin' cats, 3 stories up, I looked down. There was a bush. There was a hedge under the window that was flattened. Dude, it was flattened. And both of them are sitting there shaking, looking up at the window. Like, what happened? And the ex-wife is like, oh, run downstairs again. I go downstairs, and there they are. Fine as ever. Not a problem. Not even a bruise. I was so hoping.
I used to have a cat that used to jump out on the 3rd floor porch, and I used to make him jump from the middle window, and he used to have to, leap out. So one day I was like, let me open the other window that's right out to the porch, and I shut the middle window, but this dumb cat was so used to jumping to the middle window. I'm sitting there with a girl on a date. I let the cat out, and it jumped back through the middle window and just smashed into the window and fell 3 stories down. So I looked out, and the son of a bitch was just lying there like a fucking asshole. Just fine. I was like, it scared the shit out of me. I just heard bang on the 3rd floor. I thought somebody was trying to break in. And this friggin' cat just fell 3 stories, and it was fine.
They're amazing.
I hate cats.
Oh, another thing about cats.
Hey, Bob?
Yeah.
I think we could be friends.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I don't want to be a friend now.
How about this one?
Is that Jim Norton on a date?
when they're hacking up the hairball, and then it's like a grenade that's ready to go off. You got to pick it up and try to move it somewhere where it's not going to ruin a carpet or the furniture. They're up on your couch going, huh, huh, huh. They start doing that heave thing. You pick them up like a hot potato, and you got to throw them on tile or something. That when they finally hack up that wet tribble, it's not going to ruin something.
Hey, a couple things really fast. Big Duties from Jersey. Big Duties, Jay. Sorry, Jay. Anthony doesn't have friends because they have germs.
Yes.
And then this
friends
coming in
are full of germs.
This coming in from Judy from Boston, Anthony.
Judy!
Opie, I still consider you a friend, even if you did break my Hummels and my dog.
You clumsy ox. Opie. Opie lived at my mother-in-law's house for like 9 months. I was out of there in 2 weeks. We both lived there because we had to move up to Boston on such short notice. And my mother-in-law had lived there. She had some room, so we figured we'd live there. Me, my ex, and Opie had his own room and everything. And me and my ex are like, all right, I can't take living with your mom. And she was like, I can't take living with my mom. So we found a place immediately. Opie stayed there for 9 more months, living with my mother-in-law, breaking her shit. Like, he'd walk with the phone, and the phone cord would be knocking over these Hummels that she had for years.
Hold on. Explain the phone cord, though.
Oh, God, you don't see phone cords like this
It was
ever.
like, am I lying if I tell you it's 30 to 40 feet?
It could get you from one end of the house to the other.
Yeah.
And it was all rolled up, like when you hung it up, it had rolled itself up into a beach ball-sized tangle. So as he walks away, this wrecking ball is swinging, just knocking down everything.
Yeah, because half the telephone cord was in a knot, you know? So it was a perfect wrecking ball. You're right.
As part of the knot, like, springs out, the wrecking ball would fly back toward the phone and break anything on the table. So it's like, oh, one of my Hummels seems to be broken.
Where?
I had the... Where? You're kidding. Oh, no. How did it break its little angel wing? There's Opie trying to glue it together.
My snow bunnies are broken.
You know, people hate me, and they should.
What happened to the arm on the I love you this much, Hummel?
People hate me, and they should, but I have to tell you, I did feel really bad because she always had a story about where she got the thing.
It was always something.
And I was like
visiting in China.
Right.
This gentleman bought me this genuine jade hat that is irreplaceable. It was carved by one man back in the Ming Dynasty.
It was always something that had unbelievable sentimental value.
Oh, and I'm treating it like something out of a gumball machine. You're horrible. Mr. Klutzo. Oh, but she loved him. She loved him. Didn't matter what he did.
Matter of fact, when Anthony had his demise with her daughter, she still, hung the Opie and Anthony posters in her basement, but cut out Anthony.
Cut me out. Remember we had a big poster made up, and it was the cover of our CD, Demented World. And, it's me and Opie. And she left it hanging up, but just cut me out of the picture and left Opie. Opie and nobody.
Go to the basement, just X'd out photos of you with knives in them and says laces out.
All right, well, I don't know where we're at. There's a million people that want to talk about cats. I don't know how exciting.
Cats stink.
We all know they stink.
Before I left Boston.
Horrible pissing on you. And
I found my cat on the highway on the white line.
Alive?
A bunch of dead baby cats in front of it. Someone just threw them out the window. And then this one was live. I picked it up, took it home, but that's when I lived with the 6 retarded guys.
Yeah.
So this thing grew up in shell shock. Anytime you went near it, it just ran under a bed.
All right, we'll take
I had
one.
a little cat, Smokey, once when we lived in Central Islip, and my father told us Smokey ran away, and didn't even have if you're gonna say Smokey ran away, how about being a good pop, walking 1 block down the road to check if it's not dead there somewhere? Because the next day I went to play, and I found Smokey covered in maggots with a flattened head. With a completely, paper-thin, flattened head. The body was all bloated, and maggots crawling on it, and it was Smokey.
Your father's boot tread on its head.
Jeez, if Smokey ran away, walk around, see if dead Smokey's around, and throw it in the woods or something.
Let's go to Scott in Tennessee. We'll take one more call here. Scott?
Hey.
Hey.
What's going on, guys?
What's up, Scott?
Hey, just a quick story about when me and my wife first started dating. I fucking hate cats. I'm like most heterosexual males, I think. And she had a cat. I fucking hated it. I'd go over there. I'd leave her house, go to work, and have cat hair all over me.
Yeah.
And I spent the night over there.
Uh-oh. Oh, boy.
Well, he brings up a good point again. The cat
We lost
hair.
you, Scott. Call back. Scott?
Cat hair never comes off.
It doesn't. You wash it, and it just balls up and sticks in balls onto your clothes. Horrid.
All right.
They call them dust bunnies.
Ah, there's dust bunnies under the bed.
Where?
Where?
I got dust bunnies. Get me the Swiffer. Where's the Swiffer? I gotta pick up the dust bunnies under the bed. My Hummel's missing an arm. You're kidding? How did it happen? The phone? The Queen of England gave me that friggin' Hummel. Hummel. I can't believe it, Opie. I can't believe it. That was great. This was a gift to Abraham Lincoln. I can't be friends with you, Opie. You broke my Hummel.
Oh, she would always have me doing things. When I used to work for a living in air conditioning, every year I'd have to go up there for Christmas, and she would have things for me to do. It's my friggin' vacation, and not vacation from this, which is, playtime. From a real job. I'd get up there and she'd go, we have to go to Sears and pick up a garage door opener. I'm like, okay, I'll go to Sears and pick it up. So I pick it up, we get there. Okay, now could you install it? And there I am installing a garage door opener on my Christmas vacation.
I want the genie one. The genie, the one with the corkscrew, not the chain. This one's silent. I want to hear if Opie's banging around and knocking anything over. I want to hear if he's kicking my dog in the liver. Get the silent one.
Oh, I was like, can I please program this so that when she drives through, it crashes down on a windshield?
Oh, yeah.
She was a nice lady.
Where? How did it happen?
I like Judy.
The garage door hit the car. You're kidding. My torso's cut in half. Looks like one of my Hummels. From awful clumsy Opie.
I like Judy.
Judy was a good sport. I didn't have a problem with
So
Judy.
what if she couldn't figure out which condo was hers every once in a while?
Oh, my God. The one story. She got so tanked
We ever
once.
tell this one?
No.
We never told this one, huh?
She got so hammered once that she thought she was at her own apartment, and it turned out it was a condo complex. So, you got the condo, and then you have the left condo and the right condo, and you go up the stairs. If you're on the right side of the building, those are your stairs. The left side is someone else's, and all of a sudden you're in an apartment that is yours but completely reversed. She walked up the stairs and walked in, and what was going on was like some teen, their parents were gone, so there's like a kegger going on. So here comes this old woman just hammered, walks in the door, and passes out on the couch in the middle of a kegger. And, hopefully everything was fine and dandy and they left her alone, but I think the daughter of the guy that lived there had to wake her up and send her back next door.
She woke up with "I love cock" on her forehead.
Jesus.
She used to love the grandma yay. I want grandma yay. We used to go, we've told this story before, quickly. We used to go out, me and Opie and the ex and Opie's girlfriend and Jay from Framingham, and we'd go to the North End and have dinner up in Boston. And right at the last minute, it would be like clockwork. We've all planned to go out and have a good time, and my ex would go, well, Mom wants to go, so, we're taking Mom also. Jesus Christ, because I know what this means. We're hanging, we're laughing our asses off. Me, Opie, and Jay from Framingham get together, and it's just, you laugh till you're ready to puke.
It hurts,
so
yeah, it hurts.
It was so much fun.
Yeah.
Jay could drink like a motherfucker, so me and him were just pounding him. and having a good time. And right at the peak of fundum, I would hear, I want to go home. I want to go home. And there was my mother-in-law, want to go home. And Jennifer looking at me going, Mom wants to go home. And I'm like, son of a bitch. Well, I didn't want to have too much fun, so let me get in the car. And I'd be like, okay, a few more minutes. And the torture thing was, I knew if I stretched it a few more minutes, it would be more of a hell ride home. It would be more, I want to go home. And before I was familiar with the area, I'd have to have Judy give me the directions. So it was like, take a left over here. And then I'd be completely lost.
Go around the rotary.
Go around the rotary, take
Bob.
the third exit. Now go here, make a right. All right, now make a right, and now take the next right. Judy, that's a left. 3 rights make a left. And then she informed me, I don't make left-hand turns.
So
I only turn right.
Yeah, so her directions are all based on the fact that she only makes right-hand turns. Really fast. This is something that just makes Anthony and I laugh to this day. But when we first moved to Boston, we didn't know, like Ann said, we didn't know the area at all.
No.
And one of the first weeks up there, we had to catch a plane to L.A. to do our show from the quote the Grammys. That's a story in itself. And we had to go. What was that place called where they shuttle you to the Logan Airport, Anthony? The bus thing?
Yeah, the Logan Express.
Logan Express. So we asked Judy if she could get us to the Logan Express, right?
Yeah.
Bob, I am not lying to you. It took well over an hour to get to this Logan Express, and then I just figured, that's how far she is from this damn thing. It was. Turns out because she didn't make any left-hand turns, that this place was probably on being safe a 15-minute ride tops. Tops from our house. Like, when we finally started to get to know the area, there was one day we're driving to work or driving somewhere, and I go, oh, my God, Anthony, that's the Logan Express that we had to be driven to that first week when we were in Boston.
Yeah, I thought it was so far
And we're
away.
like, this thing is no more than 10 or 15 minutes from our house. What the hell did she do? But it's all these back roads taking nothing but rights until she made this huge circle and got us to the place.
Yeah. All right.
All right, I don't know what's going on.
People are reminding us that they heard this on Best Of or something. We don't know
Oh,
what's
recently?
on Best Of. We're away, you idiots.
Oh.
We're away. That's why it's Best Of.
I'm sorry.
All right.
The clicking is driving who nuts?
Oh, Jesus. Sophie clicking.
All right, Bob, thanks for calling in today.
Bye, buddy.
We got his clip, and we got to play his clip. Come
But
on.
we have Pat from Menachie outside.
Fuck Pat.
I'll call in. I'll call in later the week.
Well, could you just come in?
Yeah, I'll come in. What day?
Tomorrow?
Yeah, all right. I'll come in tomorrow.
I broke my leg. I broke my leg. I broke my leg. I love hearing that.
I got to find out how many times I say dude.
Dude, yeah.
Dude, I broke my leg. Dude.
I broke my leg, dude.
Did you hear Dane plug you guys on Jimmy Kimmel?
Yeah,
it was very cool.
We talked about it. Tell Dane thank you. That was very cool of him.
That scooter race looked hysterical.
That's great that he didn't say my whole name. He just said Robert.
Robert.
He didn't even know me. It's like he hired me.
You
They said Opie and Anthony.
You didn't even know that you put him over on that scooter?
No.
That was hysterical. You went to give the extra push and totally fucking made him do an endo.
Well, we were racing him. That was the first. We just got on him, and we did a race. And I jumped the curb to cut in front of him because he's like, 100 pounds lighter than me, so he's flying. And I just kicked off and kicked that freaking wheel right out
Dude,
from underneath him.
He's 100 pounds lighter than you, and he's also 6 inches taller than you.
Yeah, but my dick is huge.
All right, well, I can't believe I got to tell you this, but could you please come in tomorrow, Bob? I hate that I have to say that to you.
Yeah, but Opie, we're fine on the radio. It's just at Starbucks, we're not friends.
It's after the show gets
It's
off
after the
air.
show.
And when the mics go off in the studio, then I awkwardly like, hey, you're having a good appearance, Bob.
Yeah, good,
It's
yeah,
good
good
seeing
job.
you.
You can't make eye contact with me.
Right, shut up.
Like I sucked your cock when we were 13 or something.
Yeah.
We never talked about it.
Save that one for your therapist.
All right, man.
All right, there he goes. Bob Kelly, very funny guy.
I'll talk to you guys.
Later, Bob.
Does some great stuff for our show.
Robin, Robin, Robin.